If it makes you money or brings us happiness, you'll find it right here. This is The Purple Tie Show. Welcome to the show. I'm Robert Martin.
I'm Blake Singleton.
And you don't really know what I want to talk about today. I found a Search Engine Watch article that outlines the top 8 SEO trends, so search engine optimization, for 2020.
I'm feverishly skimming over it right now.
Speed read, man, speed read. But what I want to do is so it's 8 points, and I really don't feel like we can get through 8 points in one episode.
I feel like these are, some of these have definitely been a thing for a while.
Don't spoil it. I'm gonna hit you.
I'm not saying nothing.
So,
but you know what we could also do with this? We can make it a 3-part series, and the third part we can talk about website refreshes for 2020.
Ooh, yeah, because you've been all you've been all over design trends of 2020, and it's all the stuff that we thought last year or the year before that we were like, man, that's so cool. Yep. That's rad. Let's do that.
Yep. And now it's a big thing.
And now it's like, oh, well, we've been doing that for 2 years.
This will be the design trends for 2020. Where were you in 2017?
But we've done this with every business we've ever had. We've been on we'll design something.
Yep.
And somebody will be like, I don't know if I really like that.
I don't know if I like that, but you give them 2 years and it's going to be like,
and then 2 years it's like, it's all, man, this is the bee's knees. Have you seen this?
You mean
exactly
like
we've
this
been
thing
doing for 2 years.
You mean exactly like this thing I showed you 2 years ago that you hated? That's not the same. PG-13.
Yeah. I can't say go yourself. So
go yourself.
Because man, makes me mad. So the first thing is something that
you've been preaching this real heavy for the last 8 months probably.
So it was a big topic in my presentation back in November. Gosh, hard to believe that was just
it's been a few months ago now.
A couple of months ago. So voice search. Number one, voice search.
Yep.
And it really, so here's what the benefits are. If you are a generic company, like you have, your company name's just a generic, I love Stoley, right?
Yes.
Love Stoley to death. He's adorable. He's great. I'm going to throw him under the bus. So Stoley, if you listen to this, I love you, brother, but I'm going to throw you under the bus. So his company name is Quantum Advertising Company.
Right.
And there's another Quantum Advertising in Canada or something. My neighbors are very active today. But the problem with that is he can't do the cool stuff. Like one of our sticks, right? Is a stick. Sticks. One of our
Sure. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Oh, it's Southern. So, but we say, hey, you know who? Call Purple Tie Guys.
Hey, no whoever. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, whoever. Like, hey, Google. Hey, well, we don't have any Google stuff in there. Hey, Google. Hey,
Alexa.
You know who? Alexa.
Hey, Miri.
Call Purple Tie Guys. And because our name is so unique and it is so ranked so well for our name. Like if you Google Purple Tie Guys, Google Purple Tie Guys anywhere in the world, we are the -- search result. Not just in the U.S. I'm talking Spain, Bangkok, Australia.
Well, the world.
The world.
Yeah. You said it. You said the world.
I'm going to hit you. But if you ask that anywhere in the world, we're and it'll say, do you want to call, Purple Tie Guys at 1000 Beltline Road? And, and it just does it.
Yep. It just calls.
It just does it. Now, when you say, hey, you know who, find me a marketing company, or find me this, or find me that.
Yeah, it may
We're
be
still
different.
in the list, right? We're still in the list,
Yeah.
but it's different.
Yeah.
But if you have a specific name, like one of our clients has a very unique name, it's two common words, but they're not commonly smushed together.
Right.
If you say, hey, you know who, call, and then the client name, literally it will pick up and call them.
Yeah. But I hate that we can't say their name because it'd be really helpful right now. There is well, you know what? I'm just going to change gears because I don't want to, hurt anybody's feelings. So let's say you're a dentist, right? Because dentists typically have a limited naming convention that they want to do.
True.
It's like city, name, dentist.
Yep.
If I'm in Decatur, right? So if I was going to name my dentist here, if I was a dentist and I was going to open a shop, it'd be Decatur,
Not me. I'm a business owner. I'm a business dude. That's just what I do. You know what the name of my practice would be?
What?
Best Dental Service in Decatur, or Decatur's Best Dental Service.
That makes sense
and that's the name of the company.
Yeah, that makes sense for a person who knows what search engine rankings are. So you're talking about a dentist coming in and is like, you know what? I'm new to Decatur. I'm going to name it Decatur Dentist Office.
Or Decatur Dentistry.
Decatur Dentistry.
Well, okay. So I can talk about this one because, he is not only a friend, but, he is also my dentist. So we will talk about Dr. Anthony.
Uh-huh.
Jason Anthony, the name of his practice is Anthony Dental Services.
Yes.
And that's unique enough that I think it would work. Hey Siri, call Anthony Dental Services.
Okay, Rabbit, which phone number for Jason Anthony? Mobile.
Cancel.
Okay, so obviously that didn't work. So because his name is so...
Well, here's the thing. Right? For your little Apple ecosystem, if you have the number stored in any device,
or if you have something that it thinks is because we did this, we have a lot of doctors in our.
Oh yeah, and it tried to call the doctor in Austin, Texas. I don't remember.
No, so it tried to call whenever the first time you did it, and you were like, call, whatever. It tried to call Dr. Ewan's office in Birmingham.
That's right.
And so it picks up. So if you have a contact in the phone that's really close to it, you can't just use that, hat trick where it's like, hey, just call,
Yep.
But for us, it works really well, and it's a great piece of marketing. Hey, just tell Siri to call Purple Tie Guys.
Yeah. Just ask Google to call Purple Tie Guys.
Yeah. But it's for anybody, like Google, Alexa, and all that
well,
stuff.
Alexa can't make phone calls. It can only Alexa to Alexa.
That's no longer the case.
Really?
They released an update. Because I went to Google to see if Alexa could do the thing.
Yep.
And there was an article that said that it now can do phone calls if you have a
cellular connected.
If you have
phone
a cellular
connected to it or whatever.
Yeah. In your Alexa home thing. So, but voice search is becoming really, really popular. And it's more than just, stupid stuff. I mean, whenever you're squealing it over there. So, when I first got my first Alexa device, I thought it was super cool to ask her to do stupid stuff. And we won't say what kind of stupid stuff because it was childish. And she'd do it, and it's like, ha ha ha, that's funny.
Alexa, fart.
Yeah. She would.
She would. She was not modest.
But now it's becoming more of a tool.
Well, that was the main thing that I didn't like about the Alexa device to begin with. Whenever you asked it questions, specifically search questions, whenever you were trying to find out a specific thing online,
I can't
it was
do that
so...
from this.
it was so limited.
Very.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't do that right now.
Oh, or you ask it, and there's tons of YouTube videos where they're like, hey, Alexa, do this thing. And she's like, oh, you want to play blah, blah, blah on Pornhub? And there's like a kid that's like, oh God, no, stop. Alexa, stop.
Yes.
So.
And it's like, how? How did that even happen?
But they're becoming smarter.
Yeah.
AI is learning, and eventually they'll have a mind of their own and they will kill the human race. That's
eventually
my belief. So, but they're being more useful, and it's really about services more than, like, I'm not going to go voice search a plastic surgeon because I want to go probably do some research about that.
Well, maybe, but okay.
I mean, a nose job is not something I run out and do in the middle of like a Tuesday.
Hang on. I had a friend of mine who had breast augmentation surgery several years ago, and last year, one of the pouches inside one of her breasts deflated.
I remember that.
So, that's a holy crap, what am I going to do?
I need help right now.
Yeah.
Right? I can only imagine the voice search that would entail. We won't do... Hey, what do I do if this happens? So, but more like, hey, find me a good dentist.
See, I don't
find
think
me a great find me a Thai restaurant, near me.
That's more along the lines of what I'm thinking. I don't think people are going to be searching for medical services as much as they would a restaurant.
As much,
yes.
It's already proven that, people Google everything from, entertainment to procedures, medical. Yeah. I mean, so it's only a matter of time before voice assistants really kind of dominate. Well, they're starting to dominate now. They started a couple of years ago, but they're really ramping up, supposedly. And, I put it in my lecture. I don't know how much I am just in love with this statistic, but they say 50% of all searches in 2020 will be voice searches. Now,
according to this article, 33 million voice search queries happened in 2017.
Well, but let's talk about this for a second. We know from our, it's called back-end data. So from our website, we can see people that's shown up, the age, the gender, and analytics. Part of that analytics is what they showed up on, right? Yep. Desktop, tablet, mobile phone, whatever, and breaks down the percentages. Now, what's interesting is it also tells you the time they spent broken down by device. Right. So if they're on a computer, they typically spend more time. If they're on a tablet, they spend even longer, which was a shock to me. And then if they're on a mobile phone, it's obviously that's the least.
It's the least amount of time because it's the smallest screen. And if you
don't they're looking for quick information, probably.
Yeah, usually. But it makes sense that the tablet was the longest. I mean, a lot of people, even people with laptops, don't lounge. Like, I know you see pictures all the time of, like, the pretty people lounging with their laptops and their sweet teas and whatever.
Oh, my God.
But that's not, it's not comfortable to use a laptop sitting on a couch with your legs stretched out.
No.
But you know what is comfortable?
I flop down in a big old comfy chair and get on my iPad and I'll just...
Right. You know what is comfortable? You lay back, you rest the tablet on your chest or your stomach or whatever, and you just go to town.
Yeah.
And you can sit there and do that for hours. Whereas if you're trying to use a laptop like that, you can just forget about it. It's going to set your crotch on fire.
Flake.
PG-13.
So now that the i9s are out, it really will literally set your pants on fire.
You know what's amazing to me? The fact that there are voice searches in everything now. Mm-hmm. Everything. Whenever they first introduced voice searches to the masses with Siri, it was something that was seen as revolutionary. Like, oh my gosh,
this is
amazing. But now you've got it on phones, tablets. They're on desktop. Desktop.
My car.
That's your phone. Let's be for real. What I was getting at was the desktop doesn't make a lot of sense to me. but you've got Cortana on Windows and you've got Siri on.
Didn't they do
Mac.
away with Cortana?
Nope, still there. It's there on Windows. Not on the. You can't. You used to be able to install it on phones, but they got rid of that. But you've also got it built into things like smart TVs and smart refrigerators and
the Apple TV. I've been an Apple TV fan. I've been an Apple TV fanboy for many years. The remote's got a little button on it that's a little microphone. You hold it down and you tell it what you want to watch, right? So I don't know how many times I go to YouTube and just go to the search thing and just hold the thing down and I'm like, whatever I want to watch.
So last year, I guess it was, maybe the year before, I had a Roku and it had the search function supposedly on the remote. And it worked okay.
It wasn't fantastic.
But it only worked for the Roku software. If you went into any of the channels like YouTube or Hulu or Netflix, if you wanted to search for something, you had to tap that stuff out.
Yeah. Whereas
with the Apple TV, it's all integrated.
So I think as AI technology gets better and voice recognition gets better, that we'll see more and more voice searches. And as a society, people are, I hate to use the term lazy, but they want to be efficient.
No.
They're lazy.
No, they're lazy.
And so if they can...
Everyone is lazy.
I mean, dude, let me tell you, if I could sit here and be like, hey, load them dishes in the dishwasher.
And start it.
I would.
Yeah, I would too.
Or if I'd be like, hey, refrigerator, how am I on, eggs?
Yeah.
You have 4 eggs. Should I order, grocery pickup for blah, blah, blah?
Right, exactly.
Like, that's where it's headed. Or one of our friends just got a smart refrigerator. It will keep tabs on when stuff goes out of date, how much inventory is in the refrigerator, makes the shopping list for you. Like, it's pretty crazy at how smart this thing is. So
I agree.
As our devices start getting smarter, I think we'll see more and more voice searches, and that's going to be a big thing. And according to this article, it is going to be a huge thing in 2020. I think it's already there. So, and the example they use is, Google, can you find the nearest taco place near me? Which that's an oxymoron. They should have just said, hey, where's the nearest taco shop? And been done with it.
So the second thing in this article is featured snippets will continue to dominate search results.
Oh, I love featured snippets. They are so awesome. So a featured snippet is where Google finds a short response that answers the searcher's question exactly. Right?
Right.
So, say you were looking for breast augmentation prices.
Right.
Or lap band prices or whatever. And on a website...
they won't do pricing. It won't do pricing. But if you ask, how safe is breast augmentation? How long does recovery take for... what else did you say? Bariatric surgery or something?
Recovery time for, let's just say lap band. What's the recovery time for
a
lap band? If they have a website that has the exact answer,
then it'll show up as a little
featured snippet.
Yeah, a featured snippet.
That's my issue with the featured snippet is this. I don't think that a featured snippet will lead to what we in the industry love to call a conversion, which is somebody finds your website, they go to your website, they find your phone number, they call the thing, they book an appointment, they come in, they had the procedure done, boom, right? They pay you your money.
Okay, hang on. I am going to attest to the featured snippet because I know what I search for where I get featured snippets all the time. It's instructions on how to do something.
Oh,
right?
yeah. How long do you cook this in the Instapot?
No, well, that's a good example where it gives you the breakdown right there in the
Yep.
featured snippet. But what I was specifically thinking of was, how do you record the webcam and your desktop at the same time on a Mac?
Yep.
And it broke down. It said, press this hotkey, click this, choose this option. Now click this, choose this option. But I wanted context, right?
So you went.
So I went to the website so I could see. And, lo and behold, they had screenshots, which was great.
Well, so maybe, but ultimately Google would like to have searches be 0 clicks, right? Because they're getting stingy with organic traffic to begin with, because they really want you to pay to play.
Okay, if they're going for 0 clicks, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot.
I know that, you know that.
Because without other websites, Google is nothing.
But how many times have you seen Google or one of the big, the big three, right, do something so asinine, so stupid, and then they go, hey, that was a bad idea, and we're not going to do it anymore.
Yahoo did it a lot back in the day.
Yep,
A
Yahoo,
lot.
man, they did the news and the mail and and they had the bar, and you had to install the bar to get to and it was like, okay, you know what? I'm not installing your stupid bar.
Yeah.
I'm going to go find me another
Search
Google
engine.
browser.
Yeah.
Right? And lo and behold, there was Chrome shortly thereafter. But it was born out of necessity, right?
Yeah.
Because Yahoo made it so difficult to just search.
Mm-hmm.
That it was like...
Yeah, it buried your search results underneath garbage.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not
Sports,
even ads.
Stocks, news, garbage.
Yes, absolutely. And then Bing has gotten a little better about it.
Well,
but
Bing's always been really super minimalist, but their searches return weird results.
It's not as
precise.
I feel like their indexing is a little off.
Yeah.
Like if I search for lap band surgeon or bariatric surgeon or plastic surgeon, and I look for how much is breast augmentation.
Yeah. The
results it brings back is just a little skewed, like really, or say I'm looking for an orthodontist, how much is braces? How much do braces cost?
Yeah.
Knowing that's not a magic bullet. There's no one price for braces. It's, depends on the patient, what the procedures and what they want. I mean, but we kind of got off on a tangent like we always do. I really feel...
I love this article. I was going through the little piece on featured snippets because it's got interesting little data points and stuff like that. But it's great. It's like, if you want to have a featured snippet appear on Google, go to the bottom of the search results for whatever you searched for, and it says people also searched for, and write articles based on those suggestions. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, that's great advice.
It is great advice, but who's got... I mean, I don't want to say who's got time for that, but I mean, there's a lot of skill involved in that. That's not just I think I'll write an article about, other things people search for.
Yeah.
It's just not a quick and easy fix.
It's not. And I feel like that's not something that the common
person is going to do.
Yeah, it's difficult to find out who this advice is being pointed towards, But here's the thing. If you've got a website that answers a specific question, you're going to show up in that,
featured
that zero slot, that featured snippet.
And that's so we call it position 0.
Yeah.
Right? And so when people are like, I want to be in the first position. Well, there's a position above that because it's 0.
Yeah.
There's 0 position. And that's really where you want to be. The next point we could talk about for an entire episode because mainly pisses me off to no end.
I cannot stand the word influencers. I feel like it is degrading to people.
No. So you know what this is? Yeah, I just like my mind went boop and I figured out what this is. This is going to the popular kid in high school and being like, hey, everyone likes you. Will you pimp my whatever?
Yeah. Will you pimp my Marlboros?
I mean, that's, basically what you're doing. But now it's gone to the internet and, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I mean, there are don't laugh at me. But there's so many different places that there's quote unquote influencers in. Perfect example. And I don't mind throwing this dude under the bus. Casey Neistat.
Yeah.
Huge YouTuber.
Yeah.
Makes just a blog about his, whatever he's doing that day. Well, cool. But he's flying to New York, or he's flying to California, or he's doing this big shoot, or sometimes he's just riding a skateboard and running in downtown New York, and but he has like, I don't even know how many followers, like a quadrillion, I guess. And so whenever any new tech thing rolls out, first one to get it.
Okay.
One of the first ones to get it.
So MKBHD is a tech reviewer. He's been doing it since he was in college. That's how he put himself through college, I think. Right?
I don't know. I just know I like some of his videos.
Yeah, he does good reviews. He typically gets stuff before everybody else. The new Mac Pro just came out.
Oh yeah, the Mac Pro, the $25,000 Mac Pro.
50?
He had it like
5,000.
Yeah, 52. But he had it like
2 or 3 weeks before everybody else.
And he's like, I could barely keep a secret, and I have, I've had this, and I was doing my review video, and blah, blah, blah. Same thing with DJI.
Yeah.
And they're a drone manufacturer.
Well, that's one that Casey Neistat gets.
All the time.
Yeah, because he's constantly crashing drones.
He'll get the latest, greatest, for free. Here you go.
So
review my product. Tell people how great it is and how you buy it.
Here's the thing, right? Influencers are not going to go away. They're only going to get bigger and more powerful. And there's all kinds of influencers across all kinds of different marketing, ecosystems. You've got your fashion, you've got your tech, you've got your sports, you've got your music, blah, 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 blah.
You just got cooking.
All of it, right? There's influencers in everything. According to this article, 17% of businesses spent over half of their entire marketing budget on influencers. Half.
Now, for some businesses, I could see that being if I made surfboards and my surfboards were the best damn surfboards ever made. Ever.
Yeah.
And I went to an influencer, somebody on YouTube or Instagram or whatever.
Casey Neistat surfs.
Well, he does surf. And I'm like, hey, Casey, do me a favor. Try this board and tell me what you think about it. Would you just do a review on your channel for this board? I'll give you the board. It's a $5,000 board.
Yeah.
You can have it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Okay, I'll pay you $5,000 and give you the board.
Yeah.
I might be able to swing that.
Yeah.
I'll do a short review.
Okay. We were watching we were doing some research on e-com stores.
Research, that's what it.
We were doing some research on e-com stores a few months ago. And there was this guy who was trying to capitalize on the raid on Area 51. You remember this?
Yep.
And he had a successful business at the time, and he wanted to do a pop-up e-com store based on this Area 51 thing. And he gave himself 48 hours to make a profit.
And it was and this was a shirt. It had an ID badge and your picture and it was horrible.
It was terrible.
But since he had so many followers, he still made a crap ton of money on it.
Well, there's that. But my point was going to be, he did no other advertising but influencer marketing.
That's true.
He took a big chunk of the budget he had given himself for this pop-up store and spent it on paying influencers to mention his website.
I forgot about that, but that is absolutely true. Now, is your little mom and pop single provider plastic surgeon practice going to become a major influencer on YouTube and, become that, probably not. But, having that outlet, and we've talked about having different forms of media and different forms of content, and gosh, we preach that all the time. But most of these influencers have been at this since either the day YouTube launched, almost at Facebook, the day YouTube launched, or, they hit the right, either they had a video that went viral or they got mentioned on somebody else's channel and it increased their viewership, their views and their subscribers. But a lot of people will use that, and I really don't feel like it works very well for like a local.
I don't think it works well for service.
I don't think it does either. I think
product.
I think product's great. Like if you have if you have like a special, I'm gonna throw Casey Neistat under the bus again. So let's say you have an aligner, right, that you produce in the office.
Okay.
Right? 3D scan the teeth, make the aligner, give it to the patient, and that's your product. Like you make that product.
Yep.
And you're a doctor in, let's say, New York, because that's where Casey Neistat is.
Yep.
So he can come by the office, get his little 3D scan. They can print the thing out in the office and fit him and straighten his teeth.
Yep.
Right? And he is like, hey, I've been going to see Dr. So-and-so. They've got this incredible product. It's the, whatever aligner. It's really cool. They 3D scan your mouth and they print it right there in the office. There's no multiple trips. There's no bite impressions and none of that disgusting stuff. And the best part is it's only blah, blah, blah. And if you follow my link in the description, you'll save 15%.
Yeah. Always Squarespace.
Oh, man. But that's a product. Same thing with Squarespace. Squarespace is a freebie. Well, it used to be freebie. It's now a kind of paid.
It's
low
paid.
budget.
It's paid. It's not free.
And it's a website development tool. And they literally give every single YouTube influencer under the sun. It doesn't matter if you only have 5 subscribers. They're like, hey, we'll sponsor this. This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Yeah. There's no telling how much money they spent. They're one of the 17% of businesses that spent half of their marketing budget on influencers.
You know why it's only 17%? Because it doesn't make sense for everybody.
It doesn't make sense for a lot of people.
Like for us, both businesses, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like there is no way Casey Neistat or, let's take Peter McKinnon or one of the other really popular YouTubers, and we're like, hey, Pete, send us your, computer and we're going to fix it. And, or, hey, Pete, we're going to design you.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense for them.
He's going to be like, that doesn't, cool. I appreciate the gesture, but I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. But if I got a product, hey, I made this.
Check out this cool hat.
Check out this cool hat. Check out this, retractable mouse pad, or, I just tried to think of the most stupid thing out there, and retractable mouse pad was the one that won out. That kind of makes sense. Check out this knife. Check out this, that stuff makes sense. For a service-based business, influencer marketing absolutely is the dumbest idea ever.
At least for any of the businesses that we work for directly. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, this air conditioning repair company is going to hire this influencer to pimp their products, their services.
I mean,
it doesn't make sense.
One, we don't work with those.
I know, but I'm just saying.
It's a notification for me. Don't worry about it. So
I'm trying to cancel it. My watch.
So I think that
my watch is fighting me.
I think we beat the influencer thing to death. Basically, if you have a product that you're trying to get out to the market, cool. That's where you use an influencer. If you're a service-based business, you do, orthodontics, or you do, plastic surgery or weight loss surgery or one of those. You're not going to find an influencer unless, now, I think about this for a second. Side tangent. Let's say you find an influencer YouTuber, right?
Here's the thing, though.
Do a weight loss surgery. It's really successful.
There's been plenty of famous people, because famous people are influencers whether they want to admit it or not. So there's been plenty of famous people who have had
nose jobs,
bariatric surgery, or
I was going with nose job,
or they've had cosmetic surgery. You don't see the doctors that they go to getting famous because they never talk about them. Mm-hmm. They never bring it up. They're not going to be like, yeah, I got my teeth fixed at Dr. Anthony's office. Yeah. Nobody cares.
Y'all must say it.
I did.
Saw it.
I did.
But,
I almost
I use, now, Crest white strips.
Now that's different, though. It's
different.
It's a large company and it's a product. It is something that they can easily, check out this Crest white strip that I've got.
Look at how great my teeth look.
Exactly. That's why things like Invisalign can have such radical traction in influencer circles, because it's easy. It's easy to say, Invisalign, pay me $5,000 or whatever, and I'll shove a Invisalign container on my teeth in a video on Instagram. It'll be in my story for 30 seconds, and I'll show the results. Yes.
Yeah. So I think influencer marketing doesn't work for everybody, and influencer marketing just makes me sick.
I don't like influencer marketing. It's no different than paying famous people to advertise your stuff. It's just not as famous people advertising for you. And it's just, I don't like it.
I don't like it either. So the number 4, and the final one we're going to do on this episode, kind of want to put it at another point in this episode.
Well, we need to get it out of the way. It'll be a good way to end this podcast.
Man, but it is so technical, though. It's such a...
Okay, here's the thing, right? We can make this one quick and then move on to another one, okay? Because I can make it quick.
I know, but then my numbering's all out of whack, and you know how I am about that.
Well, then we can combine the one about,
I'm gonna have OCD. I'm gonna have an OCD moment here in just a second.
That's fine. You can have an OCD moment. Look, BERT. BERT is...
And it's now we should explain.
An acronym. It's an acronym for Bidirectional Encoder Representations from Transformers. It is a Google algorithm change.
Correct.
That came in September, I'm wanting to say?
Yes.
It doesn't say in the article, but it came sometime earlier this year. And it's something that other search engines have been doing for a while. But it's the first major change to Google since RankBrain in 2014.
Yeah. So basically, and Google does this, more than you really want to even think about. But every time they release a update, an algorithm change, it shifts. A lot of times it will shift where a site ranks in the search engine.
Yes.
So let's say you're ranking, fifth for, weight loss surgery in Alabama. It may shift you to, 8, or it may push you to 2. It depends on how the algorithm affects your content, your website, that sort of stuff. So, and algorithm changes happen, like I said, more than you ever want to think about. Like
sometimes multiple times in a day.
Well, so, and I know we were going to talk about BERT a little bit, but BERT's kind of a...
Okay.
BERT is not a... BERT
is more back end than even algorithm changes are.
Yes. And
BERT is AI based, and all it does is help with contextual searches. Things with 2 and 4 in the search query.
Yeah, is it 2 as in TO, or
2
is it 2 as in number 2?
2 is in TO and 4 is in FOR.
Yeah.
So, how to do whatever, looking for something. It's contextual.
So let's talk about since we, this is the number 4 and BERT's kind of a bust. I'm funny. Let's talk about a algorithm update that happens last year, I guess, that really impacted the medical community. Matter of fact, it was called...
Oh, what was it?
Medic.
Was it Medic?
It was Medic. Google Medic.
We wrote an article about it.
We did write an article. Well, you didn't.
I think I did. I think I wrote that article.
Medical med. Okay, so Medic affected medical places like
doctors, healthcare facilities.
But it had to do with grading it based on quality, right? Yeah. So they were getting rid of a lot of the, buy meds online pharmacy, and like
God, that was so bad.
So they did that strategically to push, like the little spammy, lose 10 pounds in 10 days or get $10 back or whatever.
The constant,
I see you frantically searching our website.
Yeah, I am. The constant, whenever you would search, you would inevitably get Cialis or Little Blue Pill or, weight loss drugs. HCG was real big for a minute. Just garbage like that.
So they're trying. So they released Medic to try to push those type search results down. So, but it also got a lot of innocent people wrapped up in it too.
That it did.
Lots of innocent.
That it did.
Like, you had just a prime, website. It was all legit, all on board, above board, all on board. But it was all above board. Your actual licensed physician and all this. But it still caught you. Like you still got caught up in the whole, algorithm update. So, and for them to be like, BERT's here to stay. Well, I've never known Google to release a algorithm update that they're like, oh, you know what? We kind of jumped the gun on that one, and we're going to take that algorithm update back. Now, they may fix an algorithm update in another update.
Yeah, but it's never something where they go back on something they've already added in.
Well, no, if they did, basically they're admitting that they did something wrong. They're like, oh, well, we messed up, and this update's trash, so we're going to roll it back. Nope.
Yeah, it's very Apple of them. the way that they
yeah.
treat their algorithm it's very Apple of them because
how
many
released
times
iOS 13 and here's this major security flaw, so please upgrade to iOS 13.1.
there was an update a couple of versions ago that bricked phones. And Apple blamed it on the consumers, saying that they upgraded without having enough space on their device.
How are you supposed to know how much space you're going to need? Like,
Yeah.
I get that it tells you how big the update is.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you had enough, even if you had just enough, it was still going to brick it, because you got to have the room to download the update. Then you got to have the room to install it as well.
And unpack it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much more than just the room necessary to store anyway.
So
it's very much an Apple move.
Yes. Hey, we really botched this, and it's a bad thing.
But we're not going to take it back.
We're not going to take it back.
We'll
just
fix it
patch
in another update.
Yeah, we'll just patch it in another update. So, for them to say that Bert is, here to stay, that's kind of that's a no-brainer,
Any of them. And I love the naming convention. Like the one previous to Medic was Penguin or something like that.
They make no sense.
And the other ones were completely random. I don't remember what they were.
It's like, Lighthouse Lamp 2. Purple Puppy 4. It makes absolutely no sense. So there are 4 more.
There are 4 more points
that
we will get to in the next podcast.
There are 4 more points that we'll get to in the next podcast.
And you know what? If you've enjoyed this content, in the comments of some place that you find this, tell me how much you hate influencers.
No, that will ruin our algorithm search result thingy.
They'll be able to voice search for the algorithm about hating influencers.
Oh man, I hate it is such a 2020 catchphrase. It's like I'm an influencer.
It is. It's a buzzword, and I despise.
And we're getting back into the podcast. So if you've enjoyed this content, find us anywhere on the internet. On the internets. At Purple Tie Guys, purpletieguys.com, facebook.com/Purple Tie Guys, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I mean, we're everywhere.
Yep. Find us online.